Hello there, and welcome back to Dr. Robotnik's Ring Races. God damn it, we are so close to the end of this playthrough. With today included, there are only 3 cups left, and I've managed to complete 95% of the challenges in the game over the course of several live streams. You can find over 40 hours of Ring Races content on this channel, all to get to this point with total domination of the game just over the horizon. It's certainly not going to let me get there easily though. The last few cups have been contentious. I'm also told that the recycle cups are a mixed bag. However, I don't think they can be worse than what I went through on the Skate Cup. So let me put the record straight. This late, second-rate cup made me extremely irate, with its spate of courses made purely to frustrate. Abate any hopes for competent racing, for you should only await incompetence as I illustrate a tale of hopeless events that I wish to sequestrate from the reputation I have come to accumulate. It's funny to have gone onto the Ring Races wiki to collect images of the Skate Cup's maps for my thumbnail, because the narrative produced is one of a total overhaul in 2.4. With the knowledge that Skybab launched saw big changes in that update, I developed a degree of regret over my stubbornness not to move over until this playthrough is complete, because this race was miserable. A representative introduction to the Cup for sure, but still not a fun time. The primary reason for my issues was mechasonic, as is often the case, because it turns out that having a massive turning radius is not good on a course with barely a track barrier in sight, especially when said track is a set of ancient ruins suspended high in the sky. Cue a lot of falling, repeatedly, on every lap. Faulting at the start line placed me at an immediate disadvantage against a set of bots who were, frankly, far better at staying on the track than I, causing there to be a long, drawn-out crawl for the safe first place I never really got. Knuckles was already a thorn in my side, constantly appearing when he wasn't wanted, although I did get a satisfying double hit with an Eggmark explosion that wiped him out for a while. Despite all of the odds stacked against me, I did end up winning the race. Somehow I had managed to do so while maintaining a perfect lap bonus, although that was not carried over into future races. I'll give Kodachrome Void one thing. Compared to its SRB2K incarnation, the background music is at a volume where I can play on the course without incurring a noise complaint. I have significantly reduced the volume of the game to make it easier to stream, which might explain that, but I had to find something I didn't dislike about the course, which would otherwise be pretty tough. The course is made up of these beveled corridors, which I don't remember being much of a problem before, but I was constantly getting stuck in these and losing all of my speed. The flat bottom of the track is pretty narrow, which means that when using a character like a Mechasonic, you end up running up these slopes and getting carried into corners all of the damn time. A total nightmare. I thought a garden top might actually prove useful here, seeing as the course is all sharp turns and I'm improving with it, but no dice. All that strategy caused was me getting bounced into a corner repeatedly, until the entire lobby overtook me. The only reason I eventually won was pure luck, as Knuckles somehow spun out right at the end of the final lap, giving me the space necessary to use Mechasonic's immense speed to overtake Vector Man and cinch victory. Thunder Lab is a really nice arena, especially for what appears to be an original concept. And that's about all I can say for that. Literally nothing of note happened in this first Prison Break round, other than the fact that I beat it. Lavender Shrine is a beautiful course. Not a fun one, as spear traps punctuate any burst of speed you gain, but at least you'll have a nice view during the attack. My first attempt went poorly after a chaotic start, and I spent the entire rest of the race trying to keep up, watching the minimap in the corner of my eye and seeing Knuckles pull ever further ahead of the pack. I ultimately needed to try again after Egg Robo crawled over the finish line at a snail's pace, right in front of me, as if to further the insult. The second attempt often saw me playing worse than before, but as that was offset by the diminished intelligence of the bots, I was handling myself better and hovering in decent enough positions. An opportunity for the win came in the final corners of the race, as I once again managed to hit both of the racers ahead of me with a longer range Egg Mark throw. With both Knuckles and Egg Robo incapacitated, the threat to my champion status was nullified, and I could rest a little easier. The first lap on Thunder Piston went poorly. I didn't quite get what counted as the edge of the track, driving right through these holographic markers over and over again, and falling off as a result. Pair that with no good items and some further examples of bullish stubbornness, read stupidity, I entered lap 2 in a terrible position. Luckily, my fortune changed as I received a flame shield soon after, which I then used to break through a tripwire and make my way straight into second place. From there, I had an antagonistic relationship with Egg Robo, as we continuously blocked each other's racing lines and knocked each other off the course, but I was ultimately able to squeeze my way into a third place. Metal Sonic had also won, which meant that even in my absence, Knuckles had been halted from catching up too much in the rankings. A lucky break to have, considering what came next. Malign X Shrine is perhaps the most hostile arena to design a prison break round in, because the whole thing is made up of rising and falling platforms. I imagine that the prisons don't play nicely with that movement, because all 7 of the ones found here hover around the arena's periphery, moving in unpredictable manners, and generally being a massive nuisance. Pair that with the fact that the platforms take ages to finally kill you if you're stuck in one as it descends, a situation I ultimately found myself in, and you're left with a prison break round with all of the odds stacked against you. I've known Deadline is the final race of the Skate Cup for a while now, and so I was excited to see this wholly unique course. After having played it for myself, I can now see why it's the only course in the game to be entirely removed in 2.4. If Sky Babylon was awkward, Deadline was another level beyond. Filled with tight corners that the game has no interest in helping you take quickly, making it strangely slow in some places, just to then ramp up the speed in poorly calibrated automated sections that usually do nothing but throw you off the track. There is a constant ebb and flow to the course, but certainly not the good kind. My first attempt was disastrous, and while my second was comparatively clean and successful, my problems with the course did not fade. I simply grit my teeth and go on with it. I don't know exactly why Deadline is now Dead Space, but it's not a track that I'll particularly miss when it comes to finally update my game. I have seen these credits a lot by this point. A good 6-7 times maybe? Regardless, I do always like to sit through the full length of them, both to appreciate the work the many talented members of Kart Crew, and to see the silhouettes of characters and followers disappear one by one. It's better to talk about their achievements than it is to sit and ponder on my personal failings, as I had fallen short of entering the Sealed Star and finished the Skate Cup with a measly B rank. At this point I usually wouldn't much care about that, but this is the last cup to include a challenge where you need to collect the emerald, and so failing to achieve that here means that I need to play Sky Babylon, Lavender Shrine, Malign X Shrine, and Deadline all over again. A terrible fate, I'm sure you can gather. As such, while I end this episode, keep my struggles in mind, and wish me good luck as I contemplate the back-to-back torture of Deadline and Atlantis. Thank you for watching this video through to the end. I hope you enjoyed it and that you'll tune into the next one. But for now, ciao.